G'day YouTube, Max Wright here, and the Bitcoin scammers are out in force at the moment. I just received a heartbreaking email where a lovely lady had just fallen victim to one of these scams and lost a lot of Bitcoin. So guys, I want to just give you a video dedicated to this, but also in this video, we're going to be talking about how to earn interest with your Bitcoin, really sexy interest too, and a great new news site, which actually I'm involved in to get you the best crypto news as fast as we can every single day. So it's a really cool site. I'm going to show you all about those things in this video. If you like those ideas, smash the like button and make sure you subscribe to this video. So there's two main scams I need to make you guys aware of. The first of is the comments one. So we got two comments here, right? Both by Contrarian Dude, both with a picture of me, right? However, only one is a real account. You can see this one's, it's got the gray highlight. That's the true account. And I have an extra little widget here, which most people do not have, which says the subscribe account of the channel. And so what's the name of this widget? It's written over here. What is it? It is vidIQ. Let me bring this in for you. Are we in? vidIQ. And if you're on your desktop all the time, it's a good widget. It doesn't work on your phone though, I don't think. It's just a widget that works on your desktop. So what that does is it puts a subscribe account next to everyone. So yeah, these are two completely separate accounts. They just have the same photo and the same name. That's all they have to do with it. This one has no content on it. If I click on it, it'll load up. We'll see it's got no content and no subscribers. And the other thing is they're asking for, they're giving you a phone number. I will never, ever, ever give you a phone number. I'll never ask you to send me Bitcoin. I'll never, ever do those kinds of things. So be super careful of this. But here's the second type of scam they'll be doing. And you can see the comments around this. And sorry for the guys for calling you out, but Matt Moom and Richard Jones, and I could go and find some more. Something else that I think they're doing is they're using a robot to come and scan all of the comments in, say, my channel, and they do this with all the crypto guys, all the crypto channels, all across YouTube. They're doing this with everyone, right? And they use bots to go and grab all their names. And so let's say this guy here, Richard Jones, who's assuming it's his real name, what they do is they'll grab that name, and they know that they grabbed it off of my channel. So then they'll just go and create hundreds of variations. It'll be richardjones@yahoo.com, richardjones@gmail.com, jonesrichard@yahoo.com, etc., etc. Hundreds of variations, and send them an email from the official maxwright@gmail.com email account. It is not official, it's not true, and these people get involved, they're chatting to you, you can call them on the phone, and over the course of months, they build up a relationship with you, pretending to be me or one of my employees, and then they say, hey, send me your crypto, and then you never hear from them again. They have stolen your crypto and you are lost. So two powerful scams that are just rampant right across the YouTube, the YouTube space for the crypto influencers. Or I'm in a chat room where we're all talking about this, trying desperately to help you guys so that you don't get scammed. But it is really, really hard because we are talking these bots. Although this is a Contrarian Dude, you'd say, hey, why don't you just ban this account? He's got millions of accounts. He's got a robot that creates one of these accounts, and there can be like 50 different messages in all of my videos, and they're all different accounts. So even though it says Contrarian Dude and it says my picture, they're all unique. You can't just ban them. And then even if I do delete them, the robot will come back and put them the next day. And so it's just vicious. The only people who can fix this is YouTube. If there was posting a pro-Trump message, I can be pretty sure those messages would be gone in 2.3 seconds. So they can figure this out. But YouTube has to give a damn enough to actually get on top of this because it's just so sad hearing these stories. So guys, beware of the scammers. Two big scammer types. Just be extremely vigilant, okay? I do want to point out, so a couple of other things. Now I do have this, but I get people don't read it. I do have this notice in the description of every video saying that there are people with my name and profile trying to scam you, but I get that people don't always read that. I certainly don't read the description of every video I watch. So I mention in videos, I have this, we do what we can, but it's ultimately, you guys have to be vigilant about it. So make sure you don't fall for these scams. Next, I want to talk to you about a few things. Right down here, listen, if you've never checked out the description of any of my videos, you really should. There's a bunch of good stuff in here and a lot of answers to the questions. This one here, the charting software. So right here, here's the charting software I use. I get the question all the time, how do I get these charts? I want to build these charts. By the way, while we're here, look at this Bitcoin dominance, perfectly staying inside this channel, just as I said. I'm going to be very interested to see where it breaks out. So, okay, so we got the, click on there, and I think a lot of these things are affiliate links too. So usually with affiliate links, although not always, If you use the link, you get a bonus for using it, and then I get a little kickback as well for using it. So if you use the links in people's descriptions, it actually works out good for you and for them. What else have we got here? Here are the exchanges that I like to use. And then this is really, really cool. I've created this along with Corey. You guys might have mentioned me, heard Corey. Corey is a member here, or a team member, I should say, like part of the people behind the scenes who make Success Council run. And he came to me and said, I think there should be a site just like Drudge with all the crypto news dedicated to crypto. And so we have just partnered together to create simplyhodl.com. If you're unfamiliar with HODL, HODL, what that means, pardon me, Simply HODL. It stands. It was a mistyping of hold, meaning don't sell your crypto, and people have since added a little bit to it. It stands for hold on for dear life. Hold on to your crypto at all cost. And HODL is a nickname or a meme in the industry, which means you're holding your Bitcoin. So the website is called simplyhodl.com, a deliberate misspelling of hold. And you can see we've got 3 columns: articles, YouTubes, and Twitters. And I like to get my information in YouTube. I never go on Twitter, and I hardly read any articles. So I come here and I just check the YouTube stuff. But you guys might like to get, you might have different, like to get your information different ways. And so Corey, every single day, 365 days a year, he is gathering all of the very, very latest crypto news and updating this site. So it's kind of like the Drudge. All of these links link out to different articles, link out to different tweets, link out to different cool videos on YouTube. So, and look at him, he's chosen me as the number 1. Thank you, Corey. But we got Ivan on Tech, we got all the good stuff. And if you come down here, you can see our favorite YouTube channels, our favorite Twitter accounts, our favorite places for get articles. And Corey has put a lot of time in this, and I think it is just an absolutely brilliant way to get your crypto news at a glance. You wake up in the morning, this page is bookmarked. I highly recommend you bookmark it. You click on this and boom, at a glance, you got all the best headlines. In 60 seconds, you know all the major headlines in the entire crypto industry. And I think it's a killer website. Thank you, Corey, for doing this. I'm proud to be part of it. So go ahead and bookmark this site. Get in the habit of checking it every day and getting your crypto news before anybody else. So really, really cool stuff. Check out Simply HODL. Let's go. What else have we got in here? Oh, another big one in here. Let me see. Where is it? No, really, where is it? Oh, it's not here. Gosh darn it. But in the link in the description of this video, because I had to go back to an older video to find this one where I could find a scammer because I deleted so many of them. But Blockfi, all right? Blockfi, you've probably seen other people talk about it. It is a big deal. It is a way, so 2017 boom, this doesn't exist. There's no way to earn interest on your Bitcoin and your other cryptocurrencies. You just can't do it. And this cycle, one of the things that is so different is your ability to earn interest, real meaningful interest in your cryptocurrency. So if you go to blockfi.com/max, and again, the link is in the description of this video, you'll go through to Blockfi, and if you deposit some cryptocurrency in here, and it can be any amount, like even like $25 worth of Bitcoin. We're talking trivial amounts. If you deposit $25 worth of Bitcoin, you get a $15 bonus to your own account paid in Bitcoin, right? And you get a lot more. It's up to $250 bonus in Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin goes up 10x in the next 6 months, that's a $2,500 bonus. I can't guarantee that'll happen, but that's cool. And once it's in there, it's just like a normal bank account, but I would argue infinitely better. Here's how it works. You deposit your money into the crypto bank, which is what this is, Blockfi, and then Blockfi lends it out to people and earns interest. And they pay you interest to encourage you to get your cryptocurrency in there. They lend it out at interest, and then they keep some for profit, and they give some back to you. In the case of Bitcoin, let's go down here, crypto interest accounts, you can earn up to 8.6%. I think with Bitcoin, it's up to 6%. Ethereum, something like so a little bit higher at 8%, I think. And with the stable coins, you can earn even more. And they've just added Chainlink. You can now deposit your Chainlink there as of today, I believe, and you can get some killer interest rates. I think 6, 7, 8% for Chainlink. Check the sites to double check. I don't want to mislead anyone. So here is the cool thing about this. Here's how I view it. If you are, earning 6% interest, let's say, and the value of the Bitcoins, all the other cryptocurrency that you went up, goes up 10x, as I think it might well do by the end of this year, then was your interest rate 6% or 60%? Like, this is big, big money. Like, this can turn into this monstrous amounts, and you can just leave it in there and let it keep compounding month after month, year after year, and you simultaneously get a world-class custodian. So there's definitely a mindset of, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. I totally get that. But especially you get, it's also extremely stressful holding your crypto because you're responsible for those keys. And so some people like to say, this is a world-class custodian who, their private keys are in like underground vaults in nuclear bunkers and stuff like that. I don't want to be specific, but something like that. I know they use Gemini. They use BitGo. They look into a lot of the custodians that I've looked into for the fund. Oh, by the way, I'll give you a fund update before this video ends too. And so, it's really, really powerful. Now, if you're like me and extremely distrustful of banks, you might be thinking, wow, what the hell would I stick money into a bank? I don't like this. I don't trust this at all. And there's very good reasons to distrust banks with fractional reserve banking. This is very, very different. So what they do is they only lend out what they have. They don't have permission to manufacture Bitcoin like regular banks get to manufacture money. You give them $1 million, they print $10 million and lend out $10 million. And so they're over leveraged and undercapitalized, and that's how the traditional banking system works. This is not that way. These guys, what they do is you lend the Bitcoin, they can only lend out Bitcoin that they have because they nor anybody else can print up Bitcoin. So they can only lend out Bitcoin. But before they lend it out, here's what they do. They require at least, I believe it's 150% collateral deposited by the borrower. And usually their clients are like Fidelity or multi-billion-dollar companies where their cryptocurrency exchanges and trading and whatever it is they're doing is a small fraction. It's like 5 to 10% of their business. These companies are managing billions of dollars of assets in real estate and stocks and other things, and so it's a relatively small amount. So for those companies with an established history with them, they allow them to only have collateral of 150%. Meaning, if they want to borrow $50,000 worth of Bitcoin, they have to have $75,000 of cash sitting in their account at Blockfi holding it, right? And if you're a retail customer like me, you can borrow money there from too, but you're not Fidelity. You have to have 200%. So if you send them $100,000, you can borrow $50,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? So they're very different traditional banking. They are over collateralized at every single situation. And then what will happen is if the margin starts to get too small, they do a margin call and eventually they will buy the Bitcoin. So let me show you how that works. Back in March of 2020, the price of Bitcoin fell almost 50% in 24 hours. Boom. So here's the situation. These guys have lent a corporation Bitcoin. Well, let's do it the other way. Let's say the Bitcoin price went up. We'll do it that way, but it works both ways. Let's say the price of Bitcoin went up. If you've lent someone Bitcoin and they've got $100,000 of collateral, but they borrowed $50,000 worth of Bitcoin, and now the value of the Bitcoin goes up, well, now their collateral's not quite as good anymore, right? And so as it approaches, they say, hey, margin call, you've got to give us more collateral, or else we're going to go to the market and buy the Bitcoin to replace the Bitcoin you owe us, and then you just keep that Bitcoin, right? So first they get a margin call, says, give us more cash, and if the price keeps going up and you have not given it as it gets near, in the world's only 24/7, 365-day-a-year market, cryptocurrency market, they just can go into the market at any point and buy Bitcoin so that they are never, ever, ever under collateralized. So it's not without risk, but it is a very, very, very safe business model. And the same thing is reverse. You can deposit Bitcoin and borrow cash, or you can deposit cash and borrow Bitcoin. And they do both sides of the trade, and they have like some of the industry's best risk management team there, which accurately and very skillfully plays with all those levels so that depositors are never, ever, ever out of balance and always over collateralized. So much so that during, it's only ever happened, they've been in operation since about 2018, I think maybe. 2018 they've been around. And they've got nearly 400 or 500 employees, something like that. And in that entire time, they've never, ever, ever halted work. The markets have done crazy things in that time, including March of 2020, where the price gets smashed 50%. So during that time, operations remained completely open, but they did have to do margin calls, and they did have to get with Fidelity and whatever else. I'm not sure if that was a specific example, but with their clients, they said, hey, you're out of balance. We've got to go into the market and get and buy either sell Bitcoin or buy Bitcoin, whatever it was, depending, to make sure that the depositors are never under collateralized. And then what they did, which is I just appreciate, because I've been a business owner for a long time and I always take care of my customers. What they did was say, hey, listen, it's your fault. By the terms and conditions of this contract, the price of Bitcoin got smashed. You didn't get your collateral in fast enough. We had to go into the market and buy the Bitcoin. And when the collateral finally arrived, it turned out you were down about $50,000. We'll split it with you. We'll wear the 25 grand, you wear the 25 grand. They did that with a bunch of their customers. Now, that's no guarantee they're going to do anything like that moving forward or anything like that. But the spirit of that entrepreneurism that says you take care of your customers and you build your relationship, something bad happened. It wasn't the company's fault. The price of Bitcoin got smashed. The company is designed to withstand that. The company did withstand that. People's deposits were never, ever, ever at risk. They went to the market. They had to buy Bitcoin. They had to sell Bitcoin, I believe, in that instance, where the price of Bitcoin fell. And depositors' risks were always 100% collateralized. But then, out of their own profits, the customers who lost money, they said, with a couple of choice customers, we're going to wear this with you 50-50 just to be good sports about it. So I really like that kind of mentality in a company. So check it out, blockfi.com/max. And there's a link in the description of this video you're watching right now. So 2 sites to check out, simplyhodl.com and blockfi.com/max. And of course, beware of the scammers. Guys, if you like this kind of information, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care. Bye.